I'm Christy Goff, registered dietitian nutritionist from Pacific Medical Center. Today we're going to talk about meal planning. Always a controversial topic, right? You have to prep and plan for your meals, but it can be really simple and easy. Oftentimes you can go to the grocery store and buy a bulk of whatever meat or vegetable or grain is on sale, and then use it throughout the week in different forms. If you're like me, you like variety. So we'll show you some different ways to use broccoli today in 3 different menu items. Broccoli is so important for your health. Not only do we need more vegetables in our diet in general, it's the star for digestion, all that good fiber. It's really beneficial for your heart. It also can help reduce some inflammation in the body. And what it's really a star for is our natural detoxification. So it works within the liver to help break down molecules that could be toxic to us and get them out of there. Our first recipe is making homemade ranch dressing. What a perfect condiment to dip raw broccoli in. Our first ingredient is Greek yogurt. We're using low-fat Greek yogurt today to add a little bit of thickness. Then we're gonna add our onion powder. This is a 1/4 teaspoon. We're gonna add our Worcestershire sauce, a 1/4 teaspoon. We're gonna use dried dill, another 1/4 teaspoon. And finally, we're using garlic salt, another 1/4 teaspoon. Now, an optional ingredient to add is cayenne pepper. It adds a nice kick, but if you are using it for children, it might be something to just omit. And then our next step is just to mix. I like to plate it with fresh chives on top. Perfect! So now for our broccoli. It looks a little daunting if you've never used broccoli before, but all you really need to do is cut off the stems and have the fun trees be your dippers. Kids love to call these trees, so it's another way to get kids to eat another vegetable, right? And voila, you have your homemade ranch dip with some broccoli. So if you want to avoid dairy, since we are using yogurt, another option is to use hummus, which is ground chickpeas. It works great with broccoli. Our second recipe is roasting broccoli. Roasting is a great way to bring out the natural sweetness of vegetables. So if you have anyone in your family that doesn't really like vegetables, try roasting some vegetables and see how it works. All we did to roast was put our broccoli on a baking sheet, covered in a drizzle of olive oil, and did a sprinkle of salt. And then we're going to serve as is, or I like to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese and a little squeeze of lemon. We're gonna grate the cheese. I like to use fresh Parmesan and a microplane to get a nice fine grade. So all you have to do is lightly press over and sprinkle. Next, we're gonna squeeze the lemon. Just a light squeeze on there to add a little extra flavor. And then you have your roasted broccoli trees. And now we're on to our third recipe, broccoli bites. We're gonna first take steamed broccoli, panko, Parmesan cheese, 2 eggs, garlic, and olive oil, and put it into our food processor here. If you have a magic bullet, that will work fine too. So first I'll add the steamed broccoli. I just steam this for a few minutes just to get it nice and vibrant green and a little bit softer for the food processor to handle. Next, we're gonna add our breadcrumbs, also known as panko. These are Japanese breadcrumbs, a little bit heartier than the traditional ones. Next, we have our Parmesan cheese. We're gonna use a 1/2 cup. And then we're gonna crack in our 2 eggs. Finally, we're gonna add in our crushed garlic. And then while it's blending, I'm gonna add in the olive oil slowly. Put our cap on, and just using the pulse button on the food processor, we're gonna pulse it as we add the olive oil. Throughout halfway, I like to scrape the edges just to get all that stuff that's on the top down towards the blade so it mixes uniformly. With a couple more pulses, we'll be ready to roll. So next we're gonna scoop our mixture onto a baking sheet. We've preheated our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We're just gonna drop 1 scoop along the way. After they're all plated, I'm gonna sprinkle with a little bit of salt. I didn't add it during the food processing because there's quite a bit of sodium in the Parmesan cheese, but this just gives that little bit extra flavor when you take a bite out of the broccoli. We have our finished broccoli bites. What I did is put it in the oven for 10 minutes and then flip it and put it in for 10 more. Once we've baked them, they should have a nice browning on the top. You can serve as is with the ranch dressing that we just made, or you can add these cute little broccolis on top. So that's it, meal planning made easy with these 3 broccoli recipes. And if you're not sick of broccoli yet, here's a healthy version of your typical broccoli salad that reduces both the sugar and fat content. I'm glad you joined me today. The PacMed Living Well Alliance is focused on bringing wellness to the community. For other classes on nutrition, wellness, and fitness, visit me at livingwellalliance.org.